Hello, how are you today? I'm coming today to talk about the soul retriever. Uh, Very important topic that a client asked me to explain. What does it mean if the soul is broken, is fragmented, and why she needs then soul retriever and how you can do that, how it looks like. Well, it's a very big question, so I would like to break it down in explain like how it can happen that your soul is broken. So we are our soul, and we have incarnation here in the body. So all the consciousness in our soul, is actually like put in the physical body and living in our physical body and expressing itself, through our physical body. And um, our soul, it usually has its frequency, right? We are light beings, all of us, and even if we are humans in the human body, so we have our life experience as a light or frequency or the energy as you want, or consciousness, what is actually a frequency, and it's quite high, in the moment. So it means it's vibrating very quickly and it's very high. But then in the universe there are also energies that are more dense, more heavier in the movement, in the energy density, let's say, and we call them dark entities or shadow entities. So many um, expression in vocabulary, how we call them, and they have also hierarchy. So I don't want to go in the topic like who they are, what the hierarchy is, why they do what they do. But what I want to say, there is a reason why they do and traumatize humankind to get specific kind of frequency from our emotions, low frequency emotions that feed them, for their survival in very very easy way, to say. And when very very difficult, when it's soul in the body, it's getting through very difficult experience, um, traumatized experience. For the soul, it's so heavy, it's so disturbing, that the soul can't stand the pain and everything what is happening, to the body, in fact, and then can't do nothing else than to leave the body. Yeah, so in these kind of experiences, the soul can't stand it and just leaving your physical body, for a while, right? And but if the traumatized situation is repeating again and again and again, it's happened that the soul, is intended, stay, in some percentage out of your body, fully, not fully in your body, because can't stand all that what is getting and experiencing a physical body as a pain, as a shame, as a all kind of you name it, low frequency emotions and energies. And when this happens, that the soul leaves the body, physical body, then actually the vessel, the physical body is empty, sort of, yeah. And then it shows, the empty space for a lot of other entities. They are live with us, within us, because we don't see them, we are not able to sense them. Some of us, or majority of us, it doesn't mean they do not exist, they do, right? And there are some universes, laws and rules, that apply even we believe or not. It just is, and all the universe runs after that. I'm not talking now about the laws we created as a humankind, on the planet Earth. I'm talking about the biological and universal laws. And I'm sorry, if you hear, drilling, that's normal. Whenever I try to, connect with the client or whatever, I have always like some disturbance of this kind of. I hope you don't hear that. So that's what they do. If I'm talking about them, they don't like, to be listen. They don't like to be, let's say, explain. They don't like to be put in the light. Who they really are, what they do. They don't like. They like to dark. They like to denial. Yeah. So they don't want us to know the truth, because then they're gonna lose, their food, their survival, the energy they're getting from us, and they do not like energy of the love or thriving or success on this kind of stuff. No, this is too high frequency for them. They need to have energies that are in alignment with their frequencies that are maximum up to 40, and those are all like guilt, shame, and disgust, unworthiness, helplessness, hopelessness, anger, shame, all these kind of pain, frequencies. That's their fuel. That all of that is their fuel. So when the soul leaves the body because of the accident, that's happened, the traumatized situation, then the body is empty for the entities around, and then entities just jump into the body. Um, they they just can't jump because they decided actually there is always universal law and must be contract between the body and them. But usually they are very good in the lying and convince the person, like they're gonna help them, like they're gonna promise to the body whatever, just in order to get into the body. Once they're in the body, the person can find out, like, oh, it hasn't been so much beneficial, yeah, for me, because the entity wants something for that, in back. um, so this is when the soul actually it's it's living, and it's not the whole the soul. If you take a soul as a ball, if you can imagine soul as a ball, so it's gonna be like cracked, fragment, and some part of it, like leaving the body, sort of, yeah. In especially in the traumatized situation, it can be place, it can be other persons, it can be situations, it can be memory, or they just hang out of the body. It's so many, it's a thousand, possibilities how it can be. Important is to know that the soul has been fragmented, it was like broken, yeah. And we say like, oh, our heart was broken, where is the soul, living? Is actually, this is in our higher upper heart or higher heart, someone says, is actually somewhere like there, where is our soul sort of sitting, or has a center, where it's sitting, let's say this way. And then once the soul is fragmented, it's like cracked and broken into pieces, we losing in that situation, in that person, some pieces, or just they are out hanging out of our body. And in those and if that trauma is not addressed and healed, then we need to do something in order to put back, all the fragments together as a whole, and heal it. And we normally do that by different kind of sort of techniques. When we need to discover the original trauma, we need to know what exactly happened. We need to heal the trauma. So it means like we need to finish the trauma cycle and remove all the stuck emotions and instinct that hold that trauma in the place, because it serves the body, yeah, it was stuck there. And when this is healed, then we can sort and address all the parts, they've been away from your body, and all the parts that in that situation you adopted from places or other person or someone or entity, that doesn't belongs to you. So we need to address and find out what doesn't belongs to you and is within your system and it's not pure you. And people always say, oh, I was different person before this event and then after this event. And this is exactly that, they know who they are, they feel it, and after that, even the traumatic situation, they feel different. And they feel different because they lose aspects and they adopted something, what doesn't belongs to them. Yeah, so really doesn't feel well or okay. And by soul retrieval, we actually removing everything that doesn't belongs to you, and we calling back and bring back everything what is yours and you just lost and you disconnected from that. And then actually the soul can takes time, to heal itself, because trauma was original point of reference of the event was healed, situation was understood, and the soul was bring back. So this is soul retrieval. And in my personal life, I had so many soul retrievals, so many kind of healing, but nothing was fully work, or it didn't work at all, or didn't work permanently, I would say. So I got through many experiences and stages till I find a way. I was able to help myself, how I was able to bring all my fragments and heal my soul completely. And I can say like my soul was broken from in different lifetime, different dimension. So on the soul level doesn't matter because time doesn't exist. I brought it, it's just broken whenever you are an incarnate, and whatever um, experience you have on any level or dimension, it's already fragmented, and you are going from that. So this is for my client to explain what is soul retrieval, and how I'm actually healed that. I never, if I don't going straight away to ask and I work with higher self of that person, then I don't know, and I can discover it like through trauma healing when I'm working with a client, and then when I actually spotted some symptoms, and some by consciousness, knowing this is exactly, what is this about when the soul is broken. So then I actually changing navigation of the session, and we going and we do soul healing in the first place, after trauma is addressed. So this is what I wanted to say to my client about the soul retrieval, but it's actually for everyone, to understand, like how it can happen, and it's happening very often. And as you all know, I do work with the star seeds, and all the star seeds, mostly majority of them has soul fragmentation. A lot of these sensitive kind of souls been broken and disturbed, the soul been destroyed in so many ways that sometimes it takes really very gentle and sensitive soul who understand what's going on, who is able to understand that person, to understand that he's dealing with so many personalities, when the soul was fragmented, and how to address it, what is important. So in order to fix it the way, repair it the way that you don't create more havoc in your body. I saw a lot of techniques, and I work a lot of techniques that they looks like okay, but in the fact they created much more havoc and much more mess on neurological way, when they pretend they were healing fragmented soul, or broken heart, or broken soul, or whatever they call it. It's very sensitive thing. I'm never 100% sure, what's going on. I'm always going with flow, and with my intuition, and with help of my higher self, and help of higher self of the client, and his consciousness, because every client is crucial involved in my sessions, or in sessions that conducted, or I space the space for them. As I find all the job is doing the client, I just need to navigate, help the client to reconnect with that point of event, let's say. And it's sort of like experience. You need to experience that you understand, you fully hold in your hands, and you've done it by yourself. and it is possible, and you have the power. So in the end, actually, I'm bringing the power back to the client. I don't do anything for them. Yeah, I do everything to empower them, to bring them the space, help them navigate it through my own experience and intuition and technique, and help, as I said, to bring the client back to their peace and in their power, to their power, because they really feel different, and then they are able to create a new experiences. I think the video is longer than 15 minutes, so I need to finish now. But anyway, I said everything what I wanted, and I love you.